I'm fishing with an underwater camera 600 feet deep on a sunken ship, and what we were able to see down there was unbelievable. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. We start our morning heading out of Hillsboro Inlet. Once we get out of Hillsboro Inlet, we make a 6-mile run south to set up on this sunken ship 600 feet deep. Once we got near this spot, it was time to start setting up our rig. The first thing we need once we get to this spot is the most important thing, and that is the underwater camera. Once I rigged up the underwater camera, I attached 2 lights, and these 2 lights make a huge difference with the camera. It makes it a lot easier to see what's down there. From there, we start rigging up our squid, and we just take a full squid and cut it into 3, and there's no fancy way to put it on the hook, we just do it nice and easily. Once that was all set and we rigged all 4 hooks up, we now position the boat on this spot, and once the boat was positioned, I turn on this Go Fish cam. And this camera actually has a built-in light. You guys can see it's a small little green light, and this thing works really good with the other 2 lights we have on. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to press that red button and start recording on this Go Fish cam. We now add a 5-pound weight onto this rig, and now that everything is set, we start putting our rig in the water. And on this day, we were fishing this Tanacom 800, and this electric reel does great for this kind of deep dropping. So now we're making our way down 600 feet deep. Now we switch over to our underwater camera point of view, and we start making our way down 600 feet deep. And on this day, we didn't have the ideal deep drop conditions. The weather was really dark and stormy, and ideally you want a bright sunny day for deep dropping, but we still went out there and made it happen. So now we'll see you guys 600 feet below the surface. We're now about 10 seconds off the bottom, and as you guys can see, it is pitch black down here. That's why you need those 2 lights we added. So we have just hit bottom, and it takes about 30 seconds before we see the first fish. And if you guys enjoy these underwater videos, let me know where you would want to see us drop this underwater camera next. So in about 5 seconds, you guys are going to see on the top right of your screen the first fish come out, and let me tell you, it was a nice sized tile fish right there. And then another one pops up, and these fish were just searching out our deep drop rig. And for some reason, a lot of these blue line tile fish just search out the rig. They won't hit it until they're comfortable with that deep drop rig. They're just hitting our lights at this point, but then they left, and about 10 seconds later, they come back out, and one of them ended up hitting our hook. On the bottom right, you guys can see there he is again, and then one of them hit our lights. So this tile fish swallowed the hook, and I don't know how he didn't get hooked here. I really didn't feel him hit the hook, honestly, and then he made one pull, and that's when I started bringing up this deep drop rig, and he somehow got right off. So I repositioned, and that's when we were able to hook in to the first blue line tile fish. And if you guys are enjoying this video, drop a like, it would mean a lot. So now we're in this spot, and it's a little shallower. We actually brought up the rig like halfway, and then we dropped it back down there, and it looks a little shallower in this area. So now in about 30 seconds, you guys are going to see the first blue line tile fish showed up. And let me tell you, these blue line tile fish, when they're in season, they are some of the best tasting fish out there. In about 10 seconds, you guys are going to see this tile fish come in from the top right. And these fish usually lurk around this rig before they hit, but for some reason, this fish just popped up and swallowed that top squid. So there's that tile fish, and then he just swallowed the top squid. He made one good run, and then another one showed up. But by the time I started reeling this fish up, we were too late on that other fish. He left. But at least we were able to hook into one fish here. I now started bringing this fish up, and as you guys can see, these blue line tile fish fight so hard, and this is where they usually get off the hook. In our last video, you guys saw this happen to us 3 times, where we would bring these fish about 100 feet off the bottom, and then they would just get right off our hook. But this one, we were actually able to land. And right now, these blue line tile fish are in season. You don't really want to do this kind of fishing when these fish are out of season, because most of the time when you bring them up, they suffer barotrauma, and it's really hard to then descend them back down 600 feet deep. We now have this fish right under the boat, and on this day, this fish was really rewarding to catch just because it was raining 99% of this fishing trip, and it's really hard to make it happen when it's raining. So we saw this fish now right under the boat, and once we got him near the boat, we were successfully able to land this beautiful blue line tile fish. We hope you guys enjoyed this underwater video, and we hope to see you in the next Barjacks fishing video.